All right. I think we're live actually now. Ba-bam, we're here. Um, I don't know how to put chat on screen, so I'm gonna move some things around real quick. That's not what I wanted to move. That's probably a bit better. Whoop. And we'll just put that like right here-ish. That looks good. That looks good, right? Wow, professional. All right. So yeah, so welcome back. We're here with another ErgoBenjamin level content video. Um, just doing a little bit of housekeeping, really. Um, the sunglasses is to represent the chillness of this whole live stream. I do still have eyes though. Um, there's also some new crypto coin that's taking retinal scans now, and people are earning coins off that. So I'm not sure I want my eyes in that system, but that's just what's going on, right? So yeah, we're back with another ErgoBenjamin live. We've got a few things on the docket, mostly Rust. Rust is pretty big these days. You know, there's so many different programming languages to actually learn from that it's crazy. That yeah, I don't know. All right. Let's get this stream on a few places real quick, and we'll get things popping further, right? We just gotta like do the whole internet blast type thing. So, oh god, as usual. Yeah, yeah. Whoop. Where's my Discord at? It's probably behind this thing. I need to access you. Thank you. Alrighty. Send a few little whoop. And let's see here. Over here. Anyways, we did all that now. I think we've put it pretty much everywhere we possibly can. But we're back, right? As usual, feel free to type in the chat. Obviously, everybody can see the chat. I'm not the only one who can see it. But yeah, we're back. So anyways, going off them programming languages, there's obviously, C, Rust, Python, JavaScript. There's a bunch of different stuff in there. We've actually created the Discord bot in JavaScript, and that's running on a Linux system here-ish. But beyond that, I mean, we're definitely building. We built the script for that. The game is on the way. We've got 3D models on Blender. Very, very, very nice. What else? We did a lot of that a while ago, but I like how those models look, so we're going to continue to, I think, iterate off those. We're learning a new type of game engine, and that'll be in Rust, and that's called Bevy. So if you guys don't know what Bevy is, there's a few things that I can show you guys on Bevy and how that whole thing works, right? So I can pull that up for you guys real quick here. If you don't know, Bevy's basically like a live stream or like a game engine type thing. Keep live streams on the mind right now, right? Anyways, going over to Bevy, we've got a few things going on here. I'll just fix that so I'm down there in the corner, not taking up too much space. Although the stream is about me, right? So, well, it's about all of us, really, right? No, I'm just joking. So yeah, anyways, this is Bevy. It is a, Rust game engine. It's an ECS. It's not like a editor where I can just drag and drop things. But I think there's a lot of advantages to using Rust for this game, or any game, I think. Obviously, Rust is a memory safe language, and 2, Rust is a little bit more functional, is the word that I'm going to use over like object oriented programming. That might not make any sense to people who like don't use programming languages on like an everyday basis, but generally that is what we're doing right now. What else? For anyone new tuning into the stream, I'm wearing glasses because there's a new crypto coin called WorldCoin, and they scan your retina for crypto coins. It's pretty crazy stuff, actually. It should be scary, honestly, but yeah. If you want privacy, stick to Monero, right? Or Pirate. There's multiple of them now, I guess. So yeah. Anyways, that's what's going on right now. Other big thing is Bass, which is a new meme coin on Ergo. Yeah, I don't really know. It's a new meme coin on Ergo. I don't actually know anything about it. Perhaps we should figure out, we should go on a journey. Yeah, I don't know. We can find, I think it's Ergo Bass. Yeah, it's right here. It's on bass.xyz. So, this is Ergo Bass. You reel in the bass. Here's where I'm at, right? Because this is what I'm thinking, and this is off kind of my own little, you know, divert or tangent. There's only 7,777 bass in total, right? There's the fishing pond, there's the giveaways, and then there's the liquidity pool. It's got a fish paper too, which you can download and check that out. But the tokenomics are pretty interesting. Casting, reeling in, obviously the address. I think the big thing in here is how large the liquidity pool is. Yeah, 50% is pretty large. Giveaways being 25% is pretty large. A few of those have already happened, of course, but this is what Ergo wants apparently now. They want meme coins, and rightfully so. Meme coins are doing well these days, right? Pepe, RFD, Sonic Inu, the list goes on, right? Just random names, but you know, the same thing constantly. And that's just kind of what we have to deal with, which is the constant Ergo Bass revolution swaying itself across Ergo. So that's what's going on. Next is actually looking over at the code base at Bevy and understanding how this works a little bit more. So for the get, man, I just closed that. I did not want to do that. All right. So obviously now this is in VS, and this is kind of what the entry level Bevy setup looks like off initial approach, right? You get a player RS file, a main.rs file, and an item.rs file, and just cargo stuff. If you don't know anything about Rust, cargo is where all the dependencies are going to be. And obviously we have an asset, right? The asset. So yeah, so main.rs right here. This is going to be with the Bevy prelude and the use player and a few other things really, but yeah, so that's what we're building right now. And we got player.rs, which in this case is going to be you, the main player, playing the actual game. There's a few more things here, but really, yeah, player, plugins, implying those player functions. The plugin is basically the default plugin, the entry point for your player, but the functions that we imply off your player in the actual game are then implied in the actual player class and then can be moved and iterated upon via the game windows and the different elements that we have access to, right? Such as the player's current location, moving him up, down, left, right, all that different type of stuff, right? Item.rs is using it's an instance actually. It's actually our struct for our player. So there's this struct holds an inventory, and that inventory is receiving a vector of which the types within that vector are all items. So a vector is going to be a list. We're going to be holding that entire list, and within that list, we're going to have separate spots at which point we can place individual items in each one of those, and each of those items has a unique set of parameters and values that we can fit into those. So we're building really the data of the game right now and how everything is going to be functionally laid out. I'm thinking about making a text-based edition, and that'll be kind of the first run, and we'll give that a go. And then from there, I'll call upon LG Meister for his services and guidance, and hopefully we'll come up with something that is a little bit more graphically inclined, right? That's all I got, I think. Trying to think of what else we got going on. Lithium. You guys can check that out. That's going to be the next big thing, I think. I don't know really for sure, but I think if they're doing anything like Ergo, then it'll be something I think really, really cool to check out. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shilling going on right now, I think, just cumulatively on Twitter. Meme coins seem to be the haven, and I'm going to be completely honest, looking at the technical analysis, I don't know if I buy it personally. I'm going to be honest with you. Otherwise, Ezra Mill is trending on Twitter. It's probably because of the Flash coming out soon. Who knows? What else do we got here? We have game engine stuff, but we can check out some Aspirate models, and we can check out like what people think about those. Did that close all my windows? Oh, it did close all my windows for just a second there. Don't think there's a dark mode for this, so sorry for the flashbang. It's actually hurting me. Reload skin. Show onion skin. I don't know what that is. Documentation. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to open said files on, well, we'll try to find them. Doesn't really matter. Let's go find that actually. So we don't want that though. We want to open up this in here. Alright, so here's where we're at so far with the alpaca. They look a little bit different, obviously, than the actual Ergo ones, and they'll continue to get more different. I'm not really worried about that. But these are kind of where I'm at right now. Still logistically trying to figure out what I want to do for traits. I think there's a number of different things you can actually do with traits. You can do, you know, hats, shirts, boots, socks, party hats, backgrounds, gold crowns, teeth, tongue, cigarettes, cigars, glasses, sunglasses, saddles, capes, shoes. That's like a whole list right there, right? If you don't notice something already, you probably will shortly at some point, but these are actually not the same scale as the Ergo llamas. these are actually, instead of 32 by 32, these are 64 by 64 squares. I know, it's a big jump, but yeah, 64 by 64 squares, or was it 32 by 32? You know, I forget, but we could probably figure it out, right? It says 64 up top there. I'm going to assume it's 64 by 64 because that's what it says right there. So 64 by 64. The previous generation was 32 by 32. We've doubled our total resolution, and hopefully this will give us even more ideas for the alpacas line. Obviously, free as usual. It's more of a passion project than anything else. And that said, that's where we're going, and that's where we're off to the races to. Really, is this passion project mindset that NFTs don't actually have any value. But you all know that, and I know that. Does this get louder or quieter? I think that's quieter. This is louder. This seems like a good volume. Anyways, yeah. So alpaca's going to be free as usual. Getting more than one will cost you, but that's the right way to do things. I think we are going to set some whale limits this time, because we had accumulated quite a few whales with the Ergo llamas. Multiple whales, actually. I won't give any names away, but yeah, multiple whales. This time will be a lot different. We're building something that's actually truly distributed. And from there, we'll take it as it goes, right? So yeah, as usual, built on a lithium, free mint. There's nothing else really I can say, really. I mean, here's the goal, right, behind this project, and this is something that I probably need to take in a little bit more and do a little bit more work is the overall marketing behind a project like this. The website needs to be done, actually. That's probably a project I can finish within the next day or two, honestly. But the project is really about shining a light on the overall, just earlier today I was laying out reading a book in the sun, and just for a little bit, right? And I was just relaxing. And that's what life is about. It's about relaxing. It's about chilling out. This is probably the chillest NFT collection you're ever going to see. I mean, we don't even chill because we don't have to. Ergo llamas in themselves are extremely, extremely sellable, not only because they're adorably cute, which I've been told by many, but because they are actually a sound project with no rug pull possible. No rug pull. They start at no value. The mint is completely random. You get dropped what you get dropped, and Apple hits the square, and you get an alpaca. I'm thinking the next one will be crabs, since I like the Rust language so much, but for now, it's going to be alpacas. And you're probably like, oh, he's on crabs. Scarcity. If we do crabs, it'll be on a completely different chain. So, not to worry there. And I don't think I'll do crabs. I'm not super artistic myself. This is probably the extent of my art, and even this will take a while to build all the traits. It's not an easy task. I think we have some basic backgrounds. Let me check real quick. I mean, yeah, so you can see that our old llama was a little bit bigger. This one's a little bit slimmed down. He's a little bit skinnier on that. But it makes him look like he's got silver around him. So that's kind of cool, I think. Maybe that's something I should do. That's a whole new trait in itself, is a border. Whether or not there's lines within the actual art giving the llama contrast. That's a good idea. And those types of ideas only happen on accident. So I'm gonna make note of that somewhere. Probably will get put on some sticky note somewhere and then lost, and then I'll find it like 2 weeks later. So that's where we're at, right? What else do we have? We could try to get LG in here and talk about the space a bit, I suppose. But that's entirely up to him, I guess. Let me see if we can get somebody real quick on Twitter to come in here and oh, can I do Bass TA? Oh God. All right. Ergo Bass TA. Well, Bass TA. Oh shoot. This is the statistics, I guess. So do we want the comedy version of this, or do we want the real version of this, the heavy hitter version of Bass TA? Because comedy line is the liquidity pool is high, and the fishing pond is pretty much just throwing Ergo, potentially more, potentially less, into this. So what I'm theorizing is that these initial first pumps are just, you know what? I'm actually going to say that this might be the peak. Heavy hitter edition? Okay. All right. So, yeah, let's dive into this a little bit. So we're working at, what's the total volume over 24 hours? $11,000. Price of 14, TVL of 15, or 15, yeah, 15 total value locked. So it's actually almost a 50-50 split between total volume in the 24-hour range and TVL, which is actually pretty crazy, I think. If you're asking me whether or not we go for another leg up on back to 20, or if we continue to go down, I think that entirely depends on how well we can get the bags moving towards this direction, right? So, and that's probably like a stupid answer, but like right now, I feel like, I mean, people are obviously selling hard at 20, and I mean, that even, it's got a really, really high volatility. I mean, it pretty much went from 20 back to 12, back to 20, back to 12. I mean, there is extremely high volatility there. You don't even see that with coins like, you know, Pepe. Like, that stuff is, it's because it's higher, right? But it's really, really high volatility. But, you know, there are some meme coins launching. Kraken meme coin is coming. There's a few more actually on the way. Will Bass be the best? Hard to say. There's a coin I theorize by the casino. I think they're end up going to make a meme coin or a gambling coin somehow. I don't know if they have one of those coins yet, but I feel like they are going to do something. They posted something on Twitter that they have something exciting coming up. So I would theorize a meme coin there, or some type of utility coin to reduce fees or gamble more. Level-headedness on this, you know, overall stats look great. I can't say that it's not doing good, because over 7 days it's doing 34,000%. However, you know, initial numbers are kind of skewed. I mean, how many really got 34,000% over 7 days? Probably like the number of people that are able to do like 50 push-ups. So like 10 people maybe out of, you know, it'd be interesting to see the unique holders on this. But we don't know that information, so unfortunately, I don't know how distributed this project really is, and I don't know how, you know, obviously it being less distributed means that whales kind of, well, fewer people can control the price of this token pretty well. I have seen a lot of people going to the pond, but at the end of the day, the pond is really just kind of an incentive to throw money, like a pool. It's kind of like, how would I explain this? We have Paint, right? Oh, yes, MS Paint. Perfect. It's kind of like this, really. So there's a pond, and there's a bunch of bass in here, right? And your odds of catching one are between, said value and like 10%, say. And you're throwing in an equivalent amount of ergo continuously. So let's say 0.25. And I got 4.3 for 0.25 erg. Should have fished more. I feel like that's wave 1 though, right? So we're on wave 3 now. So I'm not sure how long that would have lasted, but yeah. That's the other thing too. I don't know how many people are selling either. So like I don't know how much liquidity is actually available for you at the initial price point of, let's say, 20 to actually cash out like a lot. I don't know how realistic that is. I'm thinking off initial approach though, basically you're getting a small sliver of this each time, and maybe not even a sliver at all. I mean, it's pretty much a certain range, right? You're getting between 0 and 10 bass, right? And most people are getting like, and only like a few people are getting like numbers like this or numbers like that, or maybe numbers like high range numbers. But the majority of people are all going to be in this range. So this is probably like the, what is it? This is probably like the 10 percentile range. This is probably like the 95 percentile range. And this is probably like, I don't know, the 40 percentile range. The point is here is that the liquidity is actually just getting pooled. So everyone's putting in the same amount. And at the end of the day, the scheme, if there is a scheme, is that everyone's paying the same amount. So these people are feeding these people. And, these people, looks like they made out pretty well. But, these people who are still getting, that 10 percentile are feeding these people over here as well. So that's kind of my theory here. Yeah. So really the only people getting screwed are the people who don't get anything from the pond. So that's where things go sideways. These people are doing really, really well. These people are doing really, really well. But these people are doing extremely, extremely poor. And I don't obviously know what the percentiles are on this, but I mean, it could even be worse than that, really. But this is how these meme coins work, right? They have to build liquidity and build value somehow. So being able to put erg in and, like I said, it's ethical robbery is what it is. Yeah, that's as much as I can give on MS Paint. What are the new notifications here? Yeah. So, yeah, it's this type of stuff, right here that is kind of scary. 77 bass is worth $1,000. Now obviously balance here is covered. It is scary to think that there could be insiders on this, but that is the way that these things go. Yeah, it's hard to say, right? I think there's only, I don't know if there's anything as such called, a fair launch meme coin. Unless we're talking about mining, and that becomes, an actual project then, right? So I just don't think that that is something that is within that type of narrative, if that makes sense. So that's my thoughts on Ergo Bass, ethical robbery, right? But then again, you should check out a lithium. If you want an actual project that is not a Ponzi scheme or a scheme of any type and has utility, I think that's the main thing here with these meme coins is that you're paying to like only like you're paying a certain value for a certain number of coins that not everybody's guaranteed. It's basically gambling. I mean, that's what it is at the end of the day. And those who miss out, FOMO, and yeah, then they start buying up, they start fishing a ton from the pools, and you know, it's funded well, right? It's got a liquidity pool that's doing super, super well. But you know, Comet was also doing well at one point too, as were many other meme coins like Noodles on the Ergo blockchain. And you know, it only took about a week for those to go down to pennies, if not anything else. I remember when my Noodles were worth $5, and then they went down to, well, I'm not even sure they're worth anything anymore. But luckily, I didn't pay for them. I just got airdropped them. So, free Noodles for $5, right? Anyways, yeah, that's what I would say for that. It is what it is. Get it while it's hot, I guess. I don't know. That's unfortunately all I have, though. I think this is probably as much as I'll say. Kind of spent a long time doing TA over Bass, but it is what it is. And I'll try to figure out a way for us to get a potential interview or something with somebody on the actual Ergo blockchain. So yeah, that is where we're at. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this live stream. It's not really anything unique, but I want to do more of them so people are in the know, and people can ask me questions in real time like Kyle Holdman did just about Bass. He wants the Bass. That's what he wants. So yeah, back to that. Back to the intro. Yeah, you're welcome, Kyle. We got you covered. But definitely try to do more of these, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, probably with hopefully some people next time. I'd like to try to get all the game devs together, and yes, so I'll see you around. Peace. You know, fish wands. Actually, you know what's even better than fishing in a virtual pond is fishing in an actual pond. Go out there and buy a fishing license. Get a fishing pole, reel in a bass, send it to Ergo Bass. That's how you get back at these meme coins.